All right, guys, so we're still at the Tama booth, and we have the legendary Peter Erskine over here, and we're going to ask him a quick question. You recently moved to Tama Drums. What is it that made you choose this company out of all the other companies out there?
You know, changing drum companies is at the very least aggravating, and it can actually be painful for a lot of people involved. And I wasn't looking really to change, although I was looking for a sound, I have to be honest. And when I discovered Tama Star, which was just through a combination of kind of good luck and Terry Bissett saying, hey, you got to try these drums. It was kind of an A-B or A-B-C-D-E process, and I played the drums kind of testing them, you know, Tama Star versus all the other drum sets that I could get my hands on. And they won hands down. I mean, the sound is great. And all right, so everyone says, yeah, the sound is great. What's happening with Tama Star, which is unlike any other drum I've played, there are no like sweet spots that I have to tune to or dead spots that I have to avoid in terms of tuning range. Something about this mount system, there's no stress, there's no distortion on any part of the drum or the hardware that's holding the drum together. So they're free to sing. And they do the same idea with the floor tom legs, and even with the bass drum. All this stuff is kind of free floating, so it's
not going to choke the drum at all.
Doesn't choke the drum, and it gives the drum the maximum opportunity to sing. And then when you combine that with a great shell, this Bubinga shell, it's the thinnest shell in the Tama line. Beautifully made drums, bearing edges are great. You know, I think I can put it best this way. When I was a kid, and the first time I heard like a really great Rogers drum set, one of my heroes playing it, it filled me with this sense of excitement that, you know, it just tells you this is what I want to do. And for the first time since then, I had that same feeling when I was playing this drum set the other night. I felt like a kid again, and that's priceless, you know. So I'm happy for all the well wishes. There's always a little bit of cynicism out there when a drummer changes, and you know, drummers, whether they're well known or not, we're all the same. We want to play what makes us happy, and that's what this whole thing is about.
I agree. And now you mentioned you were looking for a new sound and not necessarily trying to go to any one company, but Tama ended up being the company. What kind of sound were you looking for exactly? Like, what are you looking for in the tonality, or?
I think I was looking for something that would lead me to playing with more freedom. And so what I've discovered in practicing on the drums, I play lighter. You know, I don't have to work quite as hard, and so that opens up a whole, you know, whole levels of available like kind of playing choices and vocabulary. So you know, I'm playing without fear now. I mean, I don't feel any like I better not, you know, go there. I'll keep it here. So, you know, this is the perfect drum set, I think, for the rest of my life now to play without fear, to have fun, and to see what I can come up with playing with, because you know, we get into that little rabbit hole of our own creativity, and it's in that world where I just found myself, holy cow, this is really fun. And if for no other reason, when my wife heard me play these drums twice, the first time she said, I really like the way these drums are making you play. And then just a couple nights ago, she came to a concert. She sent me an email the next morning, because I stayed down here in Anaheim, and she said, last night you were playing the drums like a young man. Hey, you know, the fountain of youth.
That's probably probably one of the best compliments you could get, you know. And not only that, does your wife allow the drums in the house?
Yes.
So then you know it's a good company.
It's a great company, and you know, there's some other great companies out there, but you know, well, what about the pedals? And Iron Cobra felt like an old friend. You know, man, I can play that thing all night, and
awesome.
It's just a joy. So that was one of the big components too. That discovery that the pedals are great, And the hardware is super clever. Now it is heavier than I prefer. You know, I'm a flat bass cymbal stand guy. So stick around because we're going to have some news there. But this universal, see the cool thing about the Tama drums, let's say if I take the drums apart after a show, I just flick this switch and the drum pulls off. But if I want to change the memory, it's just one master knob to turn. I don't have to get out a drum key and loosen a memory thing and then drop the key, which I always do because I'm clumsy. Same thing up here. You know, when you're mounting a tom-tom and then trying to get a cymbal, and then, okay, I want the cymbal here. Now it's moved the whole tom-tom, so then you got to dick around with that whole thing, and it makes you nuts. This, you get your tom-tom set. The cymbal thing is universal. It's separate, and I can position it anywhere I want, you know, in a matter of seconds. Hey, life is short. Got to have fun, and you know, that's more time to make music, less time messing around with the hardware.
And one last question. What are you up to in 2015? Are you doing anything that you want to let the people know about?
Plans are at some point this year I'm going to go into the studio and make a funk album. That's something I've been wanting to do.
I need to hear that.
And then on the other side of the musical picture, I'm going to be doing more performances of the Concerto for Drum Set and Orchestra that was written for me. It's titled Erskine. I did it most recently with the Los Angeles Philharmonic at the Hollywood Bowl, and then right after that I played with the Helsinki Philharmonic. I'll be doing it with the BBC Phil and a couple of other orchestras. So, you know, I'm going from trio to full-size orchestra, and then whatever's in between. So, yeah, I got a lot of stuff on the calendar.
You're running the gamut, man.
Well, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks so much for giving your time, and we appreciate everything. Thanks. Have a great year, man.